Hey guys, what's going on? Inception here, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing the part 2 of the Futchamps games that we did end up playing. So I didn't split the games between the 3 different days because on the Saturday I was chilling with my family, so I only finished the 7 games on the first day. And then the second day I was hanging out with them because they wanted to chill with me. And as you guys know, my weekends are usually busy in that regard because that's when everybody's off from work and stuff. So I was chilling with them on the Saturday. So on the Sunday, we actually ended up playing 23 games, right? So this video is going to be basically split up into 2 different parts because from the edit, it's already 45 minutes long, I believe. Yeah, so it's 45 minutes and 30 seconds. So I wanted to split it up so that you guys can have 2 different videos and not have to watch like a full 45-minute video. So this is going to be for the second part, and then the next one's going to be for the third part. For anybody wondering what record I did end up finishing on, because Futchamps is obviously already done, I did finish on 22-8, which I'll be honest with you guys, I would have hoped to at least get Elite 3. But the last dude that I ended up facing had a really good team, and you guys will see in the videos in the future. And it was really, really tough to play against them. So 22-8, in my honest opinion, I'm actually happy with it. And the reason why I'm happy with it is because of the current state of the gameplay in this game, right? And the inconsistencies and all that kind of stuff. But you guys already know how I feel about the game in terms of that. I think 22-8 is decent. Gold 1 right now, and how the game stands, I think is okay. I know a lot of pro players that got like 21, 23 with like really decent teams, or really good teams. So pretty proud of that. I'll do the best that I can. To be honest with you guys, I think if I play Futchamps in the future, I'm not going to focus too much on the record and just trying to give you guys a good time, because yesterday I was genuinely raging at the game, and near the end of it, I lost like 2 games, and I was just like, I just accepted it. I was like, these are the types of goals I'm going to concede. So I was just like, whatever, right? But a few things we got to talk about today. We have a lot of different discussions that we have for the FIFA forum. So that's what I'm going to be doing whenever we're going to talk about certain things. What I am going to be doing in the future is, for the facecam part of the video, I will be doing all of this on the Twitch channel. So what I'm going to be doing now is, at the end of my streams, I'll record like an hour-long conversation with my chat, because that's when they usually ask the questions. Because sometimes, even when I'm streaming, I don't answer everybody's questions, because sometimes the questions themselves can either be repetitive, or they could be questions that is just asked quite a bit, like who's better than who. And I think that would be better if I were to do that in the form of a video, so that way you guys can always have that type of content. So that's what I will be doing in the streams from now on. At the end of it, last hour or so, I'll probably record like 30 minutes to an hour of just commentary like this, and then I'll just put that onto the YouTube video and just edit the gameplay for you guys. First and foremost, from one of the FIFA forum discussions, we have, if EA nerf corner goals and finesse long shots, I may never score again. I agree with that. The thing that I've been mentioning to my stream recently a lot is that the game is as it is, right? With all the different aspects that you guys know about, like in the video. I just want them to do this, man. If they were to make a new patch, right? They need to make 1v1 finishing literally OP. And they need to bring back driven shots and make the leg save trait not as effective in certain situations. Like if you have like an angle where you're like this, and the net is here, and you want to face it that way, like if you're straight or you're facing the net like that, you should be able to score those goals if you driven finesse it. Because it's kind of ridiculous that they're always inconsistent. They either go in or they either miss. Even if you do a scoop turn, right, and you want to do a driven shot across, if you're anywhere inside the 18-yard box and you already outplay the defense, they really need to make the accuracy of your shots better. The reason being for that is because, like I said before, you need to be rewarded for breaking down someone's defense, especially since defensive AI is so overpowered. If you get into that position and you can't shoot a driven shot across goal that all players in real life would do in those situations, they need to allow you to be able to do that. So if they don't nerf finesse long shots, and they 100% need to nerf the near post corners, because those things have been a thing since last year, right? And they're worse this year because of the bicycle kicks. Yeah, no, that they definitely need to nerf. But if they don't nerf finesse shots, at least make your 1v1 finishing the best possible way to score, right? Like, it needs to be super buffed, man. Like, I need to be able to hit these driven shots with my fullbacks, because, and the only reason why I say this is because of how many different aspects there are in the game that are so random, that it just makes sense to make the 1v1 good. Even if you're with your fullbacks, your center mids, they need to be able to shoot across. If it's like there's like I'm not saying that if it's on Mendy's, like Benjamin Mendy's right foot, and I could driven shot across, like that doesn't really make much sense. But if I'm with Mendy on the left side and I get a good angle inside the 18-yard box and I shoot it with his left foot across goal, it should be going in, absolutely. And the reason why I mentioned that is because in FIFA 18 pre-patch, the finishing was beautiful. The finishing was perfect because it was always on target. If you missed the target, it's because the way you were aiming the controller was not the right way. So I missed that finishing, right? So that's what I would say in regards to that. Next discussion we have here is the best center back you've used so far. Hands down, without a question, without a doubt in my mind, Virgil van Dijk is stupid good in this game. Virgil van Dijk makes a huge difference. When you have Virgil van Dijk in your team, his general feel on the ball, off the ball, physical prowess is disgusting. And it makes sense because he's over like 100k. It's like 100k or 120k. Like, he's really expensive. So definitely Virgil van Dijk. Whenever I got him in the draft, he's just significantly better than anybody I've tried so far. I haven't tried like Sergio Ramos and all those dudes yet, but Virgil van Dijk is really good. Davinson Sanchez doesn't even touch Virgil van Dijk. Davinson Sanchez is a good center back, but Virgil van Dijk is just an absolute monster, man. He plays so well, man. He's a beast, right? Best position for Pogba. Best position for Pogba. Honest to God, I think the best position for Pogba is a center mid area. I think with him, it would definitely be worth trying him out as a CDM because of how tall he is, his physical prowess on the ball when he's dribbling, right? He's good at dribbling on the ball. His passing is good. His shooting is good. He has the 5-star skill moves and the 4-star weak foot. So I would definitely try him out as a CDM with high-low work rates, but make sure you have the medium-high work rates. Like, honestly, I think a good like midfield combo in the CDM area would probably be Conte and Pogba. I think Pogba on the left side and then Conte on the right side. Or Conte on the left side too, because here's the thing, right? When people try to go for the finesse shots, this is the thing that people need to understand for this year's game. If you have your right-footed player, right, with a 4-star weak foot on the left side, I feel like that's preferable. Reason being, right, is because your players will block the ball from finesse shots with their right foot. They'll stick out their right foot. So if someone cuts in, right, from this side over here and they cut in like that, your player, right, will use his strong foot on the opposite side, right, to block it that way. So if he's right-footed and the guy's trying to finesse it this way, I will block it that way. So that's why I like having those players in those positions, but right now I don't really have... that's why Herrera, for instance, is playing on the left side because he's a 4-star weak foot with a good strong foot so that he can block those shots. So that's what I would say. Pogba, I used Pogba as a center mid in a draft in the 4-3-2-1 as a right center mid. He's amazing, man. And I highly recommend that you guys put stay back while attacking and stay on the edge of the box because the positions of the center mids is significantly better. The reason why you want them to stay back while attacking and stay on the edge of the box is because long shots are more effective now. And it's not really worth having them push inside because the finishing from 1v1s are terrible. So it just makes more sense to keep your three center mids to stay back and stay on the edge of the box so that way they can create more space for themselves. Best lone striker for the EPL. Honest to God, man, and I've been mentioning this a lot for people. I haven't tried out... I know Aguero wouldn't be good as a lone striker because Aguero doesn't have the height. He doesn't have the physical capability with the height. A lot of different aspects in that regard. Aubameyang, I like the Aubameyang, but Aubameyang dribbles really slowly. Like, he kind of takes too long to get into certain positions. He takes too long to dribble certain areas because of his agility and balance. If you slap a sniper card on him, it still doesn't increase his agility and balance by that much. So that's why he still dribbles a little bit more clunky when he's playing. People like Aubameyang, though. The pace is not noticeable because the agility and balance kind of being low. His finishing is actually quite nice because he's got the 4-star weak foot. His finishing and composure stats in general are very good. Who else is there? I used Vardy. I hated Vardy so much, man. As a lone striker, Vardy does not work because Vardy, right, doesn't have the weak foot, doesn't have the composure and the finishing when he gets inside the 18-yard box. The pace on Vardy honestly makes no difference. The reason why is because the pace, as you guys know, for the attacking in this game is different now, right? You can be through on goal, but you're not actually through on goal. So it's not even worth having the pace. Especially for the lone striker, the thing that I've noticed the most with the lone strikers is that they just need to be really good at hold-up play. Especially if you slap a sniper card on someone like Roberto Firmino, you increase his agility and balance with already very good dribbling stats. He's got the 4-star weak foot, the high composure, the high finishing. He's just a very good card. Now, do you notice the pace being missing? Absolutely. You always need pace in this game, no matter what, because it's just to get yourself into certain situations, right? Like, for instance, Mane, already has fantastic pace. He already has it, right? So with his card, I can slap a sniper on him with dribbling and shooting stats, and since his pace is already good, I still notice how fast he is on the ball, right? So that's what it's like with Mane's card. With Willian, I couldn't use Hunter on him anymore because Hunter gives +10 in the sprint speed and the acceleration, right? But I noticed that when I was using Willian, I was like, dude, I need to increase his agility, balance, and composure. Composure is single-handedly the biggest stat that you need to increase, right? So that's why I slapped a sniper on him instead of the Hunter, because the pace did not matter for him, right? So that's why I had to do that with his card too. So with Roberto Firmino, I think he's the best lone striker. He's like 100 and something K, right? And he can pass the ball. Passing the ball is a big one too, man. When you're a lone striker, you need to be able to lay it off to the sides when your players make those getting behind runs. So I love Roberto Firmino as a striker. It's just his pace and his dribbling is still kind of low. Like even if you give him a sniper, his dribbling is still kind of low. But because it's not quick cuts like Mane and stuff, right? But he's still a fantastic card to use as a striker. If you're gonna be like deciding between Premier League strikers, I would definitely say him for sure, man. Aubameyang is good. Aguero's too short. Lukaku could potentially be very good. I never tried Lukaku, but I know that his agility and balance is poor. So not really feeling him too much right now. What do I think about 85 Blanc? Dude, 85 Blanc is the player I want on my team, man. He's the first player that I want on my team because Laurent Blanc is the perfect card, essentially, to play as your CDM. He's got the work rates in medium-high. He has the height. He's got the physical presence because he's a big dude in game, right? He can shoot because he has like 86 finishing with like 78 or 79 composure, which is incredible for a CDM, by the way. It's especially if you play him as a left center defensive mid, using his right foot to block the shots, so on and so forth. To be honest, man, Laurent Blanc could potentially be used in a future team, even if I get like Michael Ballack or something, right? I think he would still be an absolute god to use. There's so many legends in this game that I really, really want to get, but it's going to take a long time to get them because I don't really do like trading and stuff, and trading is probably like the most beneficial thing to do. A lot of people who have done Road to Glories already have better teams than me, but the reason being for that is because my Road to Glory is based off of playing games and getting lucky in advanced SBCs, right? So that's what my stream kind of knows me for is through gameplay and not trading, right? Because I've seen people that have like absolute god squads. Like you guys know, Run the Foot Market, L-Dog, Golden Bear. These guys are really good at trading and they can really make some good teams in the beginning. It's just that my content is built off of building the team based off of gameplay and potentially getting lucky in foot drafts and advanced SBCs. That's all through gameplay content, right? Because the advanced SBCs is coins that I'm making and then pretty much putting the advanced SBC and then potentially getting lucky, right? So that's how it's been working for me. But 85 Blanc, a little blurry there. 85 Blanc is definitely the player that I want, man. He's quick on the ball. Dude, because if you look at Laurent Blanc's card, check him out, guys, if you guys haven't seen it. He has the pace, the sprint speed acceleration, as well as the agility and balance with the height and physical to make him an absolute god in the CDM position, right? So he's one of the best players that I definitely want to get. He was one of the, when I played Futchamps last year or 2 years ago, he was one of the first players that I actually bought because he's just amazing, right? Son or Mane? So here's the thing about the Son or Mane situation. With Son, slap a sniper on him, man. Don't worry about the pace. Here's why I think Son would be better than Mane. Mane, I love Mane. You guys know I love Mane. But you know what Mane's missing? He's missing the finesse shot traits because finesse shots in this game are very, very effective, right? So there's certain situations that I get with Mane where he misses the finesse shot because he doesn't have the trait, right? Because what the trait does, right, is when you put a certain amount of power into the shot, it has more precision, and the way that your players bend towards kicking the ball is significantly better. I'm pretty sure Coutinho and stuff have it. You can notice it with Messi, Salah, Eden Hazard. Like if you see the way that they finesse the ball, it's with precision, accuracy, and power. That's why I want to get Heung-min Son in the team instead of Mane. I want to try him out instead. And the thing that I would actually do is if Heung-min Son is not too expensive, I would actually move Mane to the right forward position and play him with a sniper chemistry style on 7 chemistry instead of Willian, because Willian is a good player, but he's not as good as Mane. And I think Mane with 7 chemistry would be better than Willian with full chemistry. So I'm definitely going to take that into consideration for the future, because I think having Mane on the right side would be very, very beneficial. In the future, what I would like to do is to potentially get probably Salah, right? Because Salah is left-footed and he's fast. He's got the dribbling, the passing. The driven shots, he's obviously not going to be very good at. I think he has 3-star weak foot, though, which I think is good enough. So you could try to shoot it like near post or something, right? Yeah, Salah is definitely the player I want to get on that right side, so that when I cut inside and do the finesse shot, he's very good at doing those, right? Because the driven shots, like I said, they don't really work that well this year. So him not having a 4-star weak foot, in all honesty, doesn't really seem like to be a big deal. But Mane is fantastic. Love him. It's just that he doesn't have the finesse shot trait, so that's why he kind of screws it for me sometimes. To be honest, right forward, I don't think there's many good right forwards. There's only like Lucas Moura, and then there's like Willian, Sterling. Yeah, unless like Hazard and stuff get like an inform and then get into that position, or not even that, but like, because what I was thinking, right, is like Leroy Sané is left-footed. So if you put Leroy Sané on the right side, I don't think Leroy Sané has a finesse shot trait, so it wouldn't really be too relevant anyways. Yeah, better center mid, Nainggolan or Milinkovic-Savic. I would choose Nainggolan simply because his agility and balance and his acceleration and sprint speed is very good altogether. And I think that'll make him move around the pitch really nicely, because he's basically going to be a pit bull on the pitch, right? He's going to be chasing after people like a dog, man. You know, like he's going to be insane. I looked at Milinkovic-Savic's card, and I'll be honest with you guys, it's not a card that I would enjoy, because the specific stats of players, you notice their characteristics in game. That's why I'm telling you guys that I'm not really like feeling out the Lukaku's and stuff, to be honest, because I just don't think it would work out that well for me. But Nainggolan and stuff, I think Nainggolan would be a fantastic center mid, especially since I think he still has the high work rates, and he's an all-around good card. Like if I search up Nainggolan's card right now, I think he's high work rates with like his general stats are very good. So Nainggolan, I'm looking at his Champions League card, but it'll be very similar, right? Yeah, so he's a good all-around player. He's got defense, the physical. I think Nainggolan is the type of player with high work rates. Playing as a CDM with Matuidi on the other side would be like really beneficial. I think he'd be an absolute monster just chasing after people, man, because those types of players, or Nainggolan is a type of player where it's bulldog characteristics, right? Like Conte, Nainggolan, just people who are aggressive towards getting the ball, because these play styles are matched in real life. So if you look at Nainggolan's card, he actually has 89 aggression. So if you slap an anchor on him, which will make him better defensively, he'll be sick, because he already has 79 acceleration and he has 73 sprint speed. Acceleration when you're defending is more important than sprint speed when you're defending, right? The thing that I've been telling my stream recently is that pace is more important for defensive players than it is for your attacking players. On the left mid and the right mid side, it is nice to have the pace in those sides. Like at least have like a minimum of like an 86, 87, right? And then in the middle, you can use the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Christian Eriksen's, the Roberto Firmino's. You can use those cards and they would be really good. Obviously, if you get like Ruud Gullit, then you're just going to destroy people, right? Because he has defensive prowess, he has the physical, like he's just going to be an absolute god. But with Nainggolan's card, right, he has the acceleration over the sprint speed, but his sprint speed is still pretty good. And then he has, this is the big one, right, 76 agility with 83 balance. And that's brilliant for a player that you're defending with, right? Because his center of gravity is lower because he is 5'9". So he's going to be a phenomenal card to use, right? Again, Matuidi, disgusting in this game too. Matuidi is like an absolute monster. So that's what I would say to that. Let's see what else we got here. Usually, who's your goal machine? I don't know, actually. I haven't noticed someone where it's like, holy crap, they're scoring so many goals for me. I'm sure Roberto Firmino has scored a few goals, but I'm pretty sure it's a balance between my left mid, my right mid, my cam, and my strikers. I think it's a balance between all of them in terms of the general movement that they've been doing. Yeah, they've been working pretty nicely for me. I can't. It's not like the first time I bought Ronaldo in like I think it was FIFA 15 or 16 with like match coins, right? Where like when I bought him, I was like, okay, this is literally the only dude in my team scoring goals right now. Like even though anybody else can score goals in the team, but if Ronaldo has the ball, he's scoring the goals. Like he's the one that you notice. Like, bro, there could be games where Ronaldo will have two goals, Ronaldo can have 2 goals, and then like my wingers can have like 3 goals each, and I'll still be like Ronaldo's the one that's scoring goals for me. Like there's no like noticeable dude who's really like putting the goals into the back of the net. But Roberto Firmino would probably be up there because he's a striker, so he's probably been doing the most. Mane has a goal to game ratio of like 0.7 maybe. He's probably like a 0.7. Williams just like he scores sometimes, but William has to get into the finesse shots to score because if it has anything to do with like driven shots across, he's not very good. But Williams a good player. I think Williams better than Mahrez. That's my opinion. I don't like Mahrez too much. I tried Mahrez, but it's crazy because you'll put a Hunter chemistry style on a player that already has good dribbling, but he still doesn't feel as good. Like I don't know if anybody else notices that, but because Mahrez, the reason why I got Mahrez was because his dribbling was already good. So I was like, oh, if I still have a Hunter on him with a left foot with the finesse shot trait, he should be a god. And he just didn't play that way, and that's why I think chemistry styles don't improve the players by that much in regards to their stats. Like I don't think it's like the +10s like they say it is. I do think that there's a small upgrade, but I think it's more along the lines of like possibly like a +3, +4. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's like that much. Let's see what other discussions we have here. It's actually cool that the forums is a thing, so we can actually like use this for a thing. Are basic goalkeepers better? Yes. So basic keepers is what you should use for your goalkeepers, because if you actually look at the general stats of the goalkeeper with a basic chemistry style, he is significantly better. And the crazy thing about this is that I'm not sure if they only recently added that this year or if they've always had that. Because if they've always had that, then I've been putting like wrong chemistry styles on my goalkeeper this entire time. Because I always used to use Cat. The reason why I use Cat is because it's positioning, diving, and handling. So those are like the 3 main stats you think like, oh, these are the ones that I need. But this year, the stats that are upgraded, it's not worth putting chemistry styles on the goalkeepers because basic puts enough stats on each specific thing you need, especially since you honestly need kicking in this game. Like, believe it or not, kicking is so important. Like when your goalkeeper does not know how to kick the ball to another person, it is really, really bad. So yeah. Crossing in corners, Dybala or Griezmann. I never tried Dybala or Griezmann, but I feel like they would be very similar. But the thing that I'm thinking is I feel like Griezmann would be a better striker than Dybala. But then Dybala would be a better cam than Griezmann. And that makes sense, right? Because I think Griezmann has a striker card and I think Dybala is a cam card, so it kind of matches what their position is. But I just think that Griezmann is a very, very good striker. Like, but you have to try him out in a team. I don't know if he would work that well as a lone striker in a team, because I don't think he has the height and the physical too much. I could be wrong, but I'm sure that if you take a shot with him, whatever shot it may be, he'll probably bang it into the back of the net. But Dybala, I tried Dybala 3 times this year so far, and his dribbling is phenomenal, right? Same thing with Griezmann. Like, their dribbling is really quick. Not like Douglas Costa quick, but still very, very good in my opinion. What else we got here? What do I think about using Inform Munir as a CDM? Inform Munir as a CDM. Depends what his work rates is, to be honest. So like if I Munir, is he high work rates? So Munir is high work rates. Yeah, he could be an okay CDM, and he can attack for you too. But if you use Munir as a CDM, you need to put a center mid that can play the right back position. And there's not really is there people you could put in those positions? Like, I'm trying to think at the top of my head if there's anybody that you can actually use, and I can't really think of anybody. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of anybody like at the top of my head. The only person that I can genuinely think of is like the attackers that have defensive stats. So you guys know like Lukaku's brother that plays for Lazio. I don't know what his name is. It's not Romelu. Jordan Lukaku. Jordan Lukaku has defensive and physical stats. So I think Jordan Lukaku could actually work in that regard. If you have a left back that's like right or has a 4-star weak foot, like it's difficult because then you have to like switch out a lot of things, which is fine because it's dynamic tactics. But if you do use Munir as the CDM, I think Lukaku is one of those types of players you can use as a fullback. If you really want to use Munir as a CDM. I can't think of anybody at the top of my head. Maybe Perez from Roma, if he's still like a right mid or something. If Perez is a right mid, then that's someone that's something to take into consideration too, because he could play him as a right back, and he's already right-footed, playing as a right wing, right? So I think that would work out as well too, man. But that is going to conclude the video for this segment. I am going to be doing the part 2 right now for you guys, so I'm going to be using the same clothes, and I'm going to be still talking about like different topics again. So again, for future videos, whenever I do stream, I'll probably be doing this segment at the end of the stream, so we can talk about all this stuff and then just post it to YouTube afterwards with like some gameplay highlights in the background. But if you guys have any questions for this video that I can use for another video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below. If you guys enjoyed the video today and you enjoyed the discussion that we just currently had, be sure to like the video. It definitely helps out the channel a lot, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.